Today we celebrate 125 martyrs from Korea. Saint Andrew Kim, who was a Catholic priest, the first ordained for Korea, and Paul Chung, who was a layman, married man. So the history of the church in Korea is shrouded in history. We are told that it came around the year 1600, where some Koreans were baptized. Evangelization was difficult because Korea refused contact with the outside world except for paying taxes to Beijing each year. However, about 1776, Christian literature from Jesuits were smuggled in, and Koreans began to study. A home church began. So lay people began to study, and they began to baptize. A dozen years later, when a priest was secretly smuggled into the country, he found 4,000 Catholics. They have never seen a priest before. They never had Mass before. They never received Holy Communion. But they were baptized, and they believed in the Catholic faith. And the numbers of Catholics began to grow quickly, and then came the persecution. Ignatius Kim died during a persecution in the year 1839. His son was Andrew Kim Tae-gon. At age 15, he was baptized, and he wanted to be ordained a priest. So he traveled over 1,000 miles to a seminary in Macau, China. And after he was ordained, he came back to Korea through Manchuria. Back home, he was assigned to arrange for more missionaries to enter by crossing the Yellow Sea. He was arrested, tortured, and finally beheaded near Seoul, Korea. So he was the first to be ordained, the first young seminarian from Korea. And then a married man by the name of Paul Chung Hasong, he also was put to death. But there were many, many other martyrs. The tortures are unspeakable, what some of them went through. We marvel at the fact that the people of Korea had a church without priest for a dozen or 15 years. And so the people had great faith. The people suffered much. There was torture. There was imprisonment. But they held on to their faith. And so the saying is, the blood of martyrs is the seed of Christians. And today the Catholic Church in Korea is very strong. Vocations are very strong. So we honor these saints. We are inspired by them. Pope John Paul II canonized 125 altogether. So we look at our lives and we see that sometimes it may be challenging to live our faith or to share our faith. People are going door to door in efforts of evangelization these days. So it's a person-to-person conversation that leads people to have faith. So we think of our efforts now, and we think of the ones 200 years ago in Korea, and we can say, certainly, we can have the intercession of these saints to help us to be faithful and to share our faith.